I grew up never doubting that Jesus was real, that God was real. But in 2017, he removed the scales from my eyes. It was really a tearing down of the flesh and the rebuilding of the spirit.
In 1980, I was in grad school in Phoenix at ASU, and two of my best friends back in Texas called me and were sharing with me that they had gotten saved, and it really floored me. Gave my life to Christ, and at the same time developed just a love for God's Word.
Growing up, Jesus was not something that was really talked about in my home. We had some neighbors, and they just kind of took me under their wing, and they took me to church, and they read the Bible to me and talked to me about Jesus. And from there, it's like the Lord just kept bringing people into my life that would invest in me and disciple me and help to explain the character of God to me.
I'm just really blessed to have known God since I was 9 years old. My parents were what was called back then gospel singers. Today we call them Christian artists, but they were gospel singers, and they toured all types of churches. But I remember at 9 years old, I was in a small church in East Houston. The salvation call came, and as a young girl, I stood up, turned around at that pew, knelt down, and gave my life to Christ.
I still remember getting baptized by the pastor I knew growing up. I remember when I met my youth pastor when I was in junior high and high school, and how he really helped my faith take more steps forward, and just how it really took off from there.
Hi, I'm David Adams. In 2008, I was working as a civil affairs officer in Kunar Province, Afghanistan. I was poisoned by Sub-Governor Rockman while eating dinner at the Shura. After the poisoning, the VA diagnosed me with drug-induced psychosis and later schizoaffective disorder. Basically, they said that I was predispositioned for for mental illness, and being poisoned just exacerbated the condition. I feel like very accepted here. It's my home away from home, really.
I was raised in church, but I believe that most of the stories that I was told were fairy tales, and I didn't see how they applied to my life. My faith was tested as a teenager. I abandoned it. When I was 16, I had an abortion, and I almost had another one. I gave my life to him when I was 6 months pregnant with her. God rescued me out of all of that.
I came to Christ at the age of 34. I fought it. I did not grow up in a Christian home. My parents don't go to church. I'm the only Christian in my whole family. And I said that it was nothing but crazy people. And he used my daughter Allie, which is now 23. He used her at the age of 5 to bring me to him. She's the one that started asking about who he was. And I thought I knew him until I came to church. And that was it. From there, I just dove in.
We go to Risen Church in Cyprus, and we're involved in the small group ministry, the prayer ministry, and I also lead a Bible study.
At Grace Fellowship, I am now working with the missions department, and I am in training to be the strategy coordinator for the Rajput of Jaipur.
We've been going to the Waters Church since about 2012. And I have been the executive director of the Grow Ministry since 2021. And what that means is I help people get discipled in our church.
11 years ago, he made a calling on my life to come and to help Parkway Fellowship, and brought me there as the executive pastor.
I'm a homeschool mom and have been. My oldest daughter is now 32, so we've been homeschooling all 6 of our children, and the youngest is now 15, so we're just finishing up.
I got my master's in accounting and thought that I could never do ministry through that, and God has done nothing but put me in ministry through accounting. And then God called Omar and I to church plant.
For the future, the real thing I'm just hoping and planning to do is to be able to continue my education through a doctorate degree, wherever that may be and wherever the Lord leads me at this point. I just know that I want to continue pursuing this in academics and would love to end up in the academic community long-term for archaeology, specifically biblical archaeology.
We have a curriculum writing group at our church, and we're going to start working on the book of Hosea here in the next couple of months, working on putting a Bible study together that'll be given throughout the church. I'm going to keep taking classes.
Ultimately, Masters of Divinity. Who knows how long it's going to take? Thank goodness that the Bible Seminary makes it so easy for us to learn at our own pace. My heart is to be a counselor to God's people, not just a pastor to God's people, but to help them seek true healing in in the therapeutic sense of that. And I have a lot more education to get. And so there's a big path there.
I was moved and burdened to share my heart with other women, to help them to understand that the life within them is not just a blob of tissue, but it is a baby with a beating heart and a life purposed by God. Was used by God to start a crisis pregnancy center in our area. This August will be 26 years that the ministry has been in operation.
I do believe that I can make a difference regarding doing ministry work. My calling is to use my talent that God gave me, not quitting. Also work with mentally ill and work with those in the psychiatric facilities.
Well, to the students, you guys have become my family. I love our friendships, our brotherhoods and sisterhoods that we've made over the years. To the TBS staff, I have enjoyed working with you guys. You make coming to work fun, you make it exciting. And to the faculty, you guys have enriched my faith, and the Lord has taken what you have helped instill in me and started a ministry that I had no idea that He was even going to lead me to.
Thank you so, so much for this day and the blessing that I can't believe I'm getting. And I hope that I can continue to study with you in the future.
Thank you, TBS, for leading with humility and grace, for imparting wisdom. Thank you for the richness of education and friendship. It's been a fun ride so far, and I can't wait for the rest.
Dr. Stripling, thanks for taking me in as a young 20s kid. Wanted to thank Dr. Steinmetz. I've taken a lot of classes through him as well. He's been great. Wanted to thank my fellow students, especially the ones I've gotten to know well in my time where I lived in Katy and just even online, and just the rest of the staff. Y'all have all been so amazing to me.
Thank you for the leadership that we've had in this place. I have learned so much what true leadership looks like. Lynn truly shows that, and so does Scott.
I'm grateful to our president, Dr. Lynn Lewis, for extending his hospitality to me. I am very grateful to Dr. Scott Stripling for his encouragement. I'm very grateful to Dr. Israel Steinmetz for being so gracious and welcoming with my sometimes strange questions and comments.
Well, as I said, Dr. Lewis is the one that really helped me get over that hump, deciding I wanted to get a degree. Dr. Stripling, I called him early on and said, I'd really like to find an online Bible study. Do you have any ideas? And as you can imagine, he had an idea. Dr. Steinmetz, I have to give him a shout out. Not only is he a great teacher, but he really keeps the love of Christ at the forefront of all his classes, and I love that.
I really am grateful for this school.
I told you were going to make me cry, Blake.
I love TBS.
A tissue. I have a sleeve.
Okay.
We're going to be fine.
Yeah, because we have happy things now.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Do you want me to say it in Hindu?
I would love that.
Oh, well, you got the wrong girl.
Oh, okay. I got real excited for a second.
Happy 15th anniversary, TBS.
I love TBS.
I love TBS.
Happy 15th anniversary.
I love TBS.
Happy 15th anniversary.
Happy 15th anniversary.
I love TBS.